Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from our seasons page. This is Hanna Karlzon's spring sort of selection of page, and I thought we could do this gemstone here. I know it's not particularly spring-like, but it is good practice for us. Now, a faceted gemstone is quite tricky. There are Claire, what is her name? Yeah, there is not Colour with Claire. There's another Claire who does tutorials, who's got a tutorial for one. But I thought I would have a go. I'm just deciding what colour to do, really. I think red could be quite good one to do. And so let's start. I sort of want 4 shades, really, I think. But actually, we might start with black. So with each facet, we want some of them to be darker than others, and so that's going to actually start with a black, and I'm going to use the Polychromos black. Okay, now it's best to start, as far as I can tell from, I'm looking at a tutorial from Helen Elliston's book. I will put a link to it in the description so that you can have a look at it. But it's a slightly different sort of gemstone, really. But she says use some black for some of the facets, so that's what I'm going to do. And she says darker colours on the edge and then get lighter towards the middle, so that's what I'm going to do too. So do a few black ones, maybe one more here, like that. I'm wondering whether to do one there or whether it will look too regular. Maybe there. That's it. So that's our first one. Now my sort of darkest red, which I think will be the dark red. And we'll do some, we're not going to try not to sort of just fill in the gaps around the edge. I'm thinking that I will do some like this, and then maybe a few on the next layer. Maybe one here, so it doesn't look too contrived. It's always a little bit tricky, isn't it, knowing exactly where to do them all. Let's put one there. There we go. And my next sort of red, I think the middle cadmium red is a bit lighter. I'm going to try that one. If it's not, it's going to be quite near the edge anyway. It is a little bit, so that's handy. And we just sort of, it says in the thing that I'm looking at to do 4 shades of red, but I think we may end up with a couple more. But I'm lucky enough to have a lot of shades in my set, which helps me, like that. Next, I'm not sure, it's quite difficult to tell what the darkest shades are. I think that's the next shade, the next darkest. This is the deep red, I think. Yeah, the deep red. You can definitely see it's a little bit lighter. A bit unsure as to what to do with that, but we'll get there when we get there. So that's our deep, I'm thinking of doing that one as well. That's our deep red. Moving all over the place, aren't we? Then we have, looking for a certain number, what's that? Yes, scarlet red, it's 118. I haven't got much left. It's getting a little bit orangey, isn't it? 219, which is deep scarlet red. Oh, this is darker. Oops. We'll use it here and see. I think it'll be okay. Ooh. Snap. Okay. Now we have our very last colour, which is our pale geranium lake. Now we have this sort of bordery bit. I think what I'm going to do is leave bits of the border white to start to create some shine, because I made a mistake. You're supposed to leave one of the triangles white and I didn't, so I'm thinking if you use some of this border white, and I'm basically just leaving the centre of each little section white. I'm going to make those white sections a little bit smaller. Like that. Now we have our very centre. Now what I want to do for the centre is to shade it across so that it goes from dark to light, but I'm going to use the lightest, this light shade of pale geranium lake. I'm going to go diagonally, I think, so I'm going to start here quite intense and then fade so that the far corner is actually white, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to get my white and start getting rid of some of these black marks. So this is a white Posca pen. I'm going to run it over all of these black lines apart from the very edge of the whole shape. I might leave those ones in the centre because I think they're supposed to show shine, but I'll decide after. So I'm going to run, I leave those ones around the edge of the black segment. As we go down towards the edge, we'll sort of fade that white line out a bit. There we go. So there is it. Now I think I want a little bit more white on a lot of these segments because they look very flat. So I'm thinking if we think about some shine. Now these lines are going in this direction, so maybe that is the direction I need to draw my shine lines on, like this. I'm just experimenting really. And maybe some dots. Oops, it doesn't want to dot. There we go, pen. Maybe it's the pen's way of saying it. Dotting is the wrong idea. Some dots on here too. Let's cover those shine lines in white. Decided. That's the way to go. There we are. Those black look very harsh, don't they? But that's the way we're supposed to. I'm thinking maybe I should put some shine on top of the black as well, and then they won't stand out quite as much. Yeah, I think that's better. That's better. Now sometimes with these sorts of things it looks better when you look out from a distance rather than from when you're close up. So that's something I have to remind myself of. Also, where we've got all the white pen, we could go over that with red. We don't have to leave it white everywhere. It might look a little bit better, I think, if the joins between each one is actually red. I'm going to have to wait for the pen to dry a little minute while I whitter on. So I think I'm going to use a lightish red. Now we have to be a little bit careful, because if we press too hard on it, it will just rub the pen back off, and sometimes that just happens anyway. So I'm just going to try and gently go over them a bit in some red. And I'm trying not to use the pointy tip of the pencil, because that would definitely rub off the red and white, sorry. I think this is just adding a little bit of red across some of that white. I think it looks a little bit better now. That white bit there stands out as a glow, which is, I think, what we want. So there we go, there is our gem. It's not come out as well as I'd hoped, I have to admit, but you know, I'm still learning like you, so it's okay. Just going around this bit too. I think what I would do in future is, instead of doing this as a whole block, I would sort of fade it up a bit. And I think it would look a bit more like I would expect. In fact, I could try that now with my eraser. Having already gone over it with white, might be a bit of a problem, but I'm going to just erase like the top part bit of each one. And I think it would sort of fade upwards. We'll see whether it makes a significant difference. I just think because it's such a hard block of colour, that's what's sort of thrown me off, as it were. Wow, I think that's making a really big difference. Maybe it's just in my head, I don't know. Do be careful if you're doing erasing black and then a pale red, because you might get some black pencil on top of the red. I'm taking a risk here. There, I'm much happier with that. It's just a silly thing. Whether you think it makes a difference, I don't know. But there we go. I'm going to leave it there. So there is a very fiery red gemstone, and next time we'll probably do something floral, or yeah, we'll probably do something floral, so it'll be a little bit different. But thank you for watching. I hope that was okay. Oops, that's just got a red smudge here as well. There we go. That's better. We've got a cleaner page. Yeah, we'll do something floral next time for a bit of different fun. And yeah, but for now, have a really lovely day. Thank you for watching, and happy colouring.